There we have it, Zwift Academy finished. It says I've completed it. So I'm gonna do the best I can, compare it to last time. Hopefully I absolutely smash it. Oh, that came around quicker than I remember. Much quicker than I remember. I feel like I'm not warmed up very well. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They're a miracle just to get through today. It felt horrific. I was really excited for this. Now I'm just gonna break down my baseline ride to my finish line ride, and then I'll go over some kind of tips and tricks that I think might help you, that probably would have helped me at the time if I'd kind of put them to practice and I executed them. First of all then, the medium segment. The medium segment for me is the worst. It's just that middle ground where it's not a long, slow effort. It's not an all-out sprint. It's somewhere in the middle where you have to kind of sprint but sustain it. So there's a huge lactic acid buildup, and it's just absolutely savage. Last time I did it, or the baseline ride I did it, it was 1 minute and 53 for me, and I thought that was quite a good effort. I thought I did kind of push it to the max. That's one of the ones last time that I felt I executed it kind of as well as I could have done. Maybe I didn't pace it as well, but I definitely didn't leave anything in the tank. And this time round, I did it in 1 minute 41. So I've knocked off like, what's that, 12 seconds? Which I'm pretty chuffed with actually. I think I paced it much better this time. I think it comes down to that. Here we go. Oh, I'm nervous. And with all of these efforts, there's gonna be like a learner effect. You know, even if you don't improve in fitness, just because you've done it that once before, it gives you a bit of an edge doing it again, because you know how to pace it a little bit better. You know exactly where the start, the end is, you know exactly when to kind of wind things up. So there is going to be a bit of a learner effect, but I do feel like I've improved my fitness over, you know, the short amount of time that I've been doing the Zwift Academy workouts. So that's the medium segment. That's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow, mysterious. That's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Then we have the short segment. This one I thought I was going to do significantly better than last time, because last time I didn't execute it very well at all. I sprinted off a little bit too early. I didn't quite figure out where the start line was, so I went a little bit too soon. And this time I thought I was going to do much better, but last time the baseline ride I got 24 seconds. No, sorry, I got 25 seconds. This time round I got 24 seconds. So a 1 second improvement. I guess it doesn't feel significant, but the margins are quite small because it's a, you know, it's a short distance, so it's difficult to make up that amount of time. But I don't know what happened. I just felt like I didn't have the peak power there. I pushed it, and I kind of felt like I could have sprinted on actually a little bit longer after the finish line kind of arch for that one, but the peak power just didn't seem to be there. So anyway, I've improved on that, which is nice, but maybe not as much as I thought. Last time I was considered as a sprinter, so with me kind of improving that medium segment a fair amount, this one not so much, and we'll get on to the next segment in a second. I think maybe my rider type could actually change based on this finish line ride. Just that long segment to do, baby. There she be, the purple arch. Don't know what you listen to, but we need some good tunes here. Now I've got a YouTube advert, not ideal. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard, and I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe than the long segment. So last time it took me 9 minutes and 16 seconds, and I thought I paced it pretty well. I kind of had more energy towards the end than maybe I kind of would have expected. So potentially I started off a bit too easy. And anyway, this time I kind of set a target wattage and it took me 8 minutes and 50 seconds. So I've knocked off like 26 seconds there for the long segment, which is awesome. So potentially I could see my rider type change because I've knocked off a massive 26 seconds on that one, although the margins are bigger. I knocked off just a second on the sprint, and I knocked off about 11 seconds on that medium segment. So that'll be interesting to see if my rider type changes. I'm massively happy with that, how much I've improved over, you know, such a short period of time. So let's talk about tips and tricks, but just quickly, I'm gonna give this another go. I really wanted to live stream this one as kind of my first live stream, just to see how that all works and see if I could do it. I thought it'd be a really good stream to do. So I'm gonna give this another attempt because I didn't manage to stream it this time. So I'm looking at either Saturday evening or Sunday morning this week, so the end of this week, and that's UK time. So let me know in the comments below if you're interested in joining me for that. And once I've decided which event that I'm going to sign up for, I'll put it as the pinned comment below in this video, and then maybe we can do it together and I'll try my first live stream, and hopefully I manage to get better numbers than I did today. If I do, that'll be awesome. But anyway, tips and tricks. So there's a couple important things here that I think can massively help you, and it comes down to preparation. It all kind of falls under that umbrella of preparation. I think if you know exactly where the start and finish lines are, you know exactly how long's in between. So make sure you have a look at that kind of map that you can see. It shows you how long until each segment, how long each segment is. And then that means you can kind of make sure you're maximally resting in between, you know exactly how long that is, and you also know how long you've got to prepare for those efforts, and you know when to start winding the legs up. So I think that's one thing. And then the other thing is you've got a massive pacing and motivational kind of benefit the second time round you do this, because you have that previous data and you've got so much information on it. So you know exactly what the raw wattage output was, you know exactly how long it took you to do that segment, and you know exactly how much watts per kilo it was for each segment. So have a look at the numbers and have a look and see where maybe you could kind of pick a target number to hit for each of those segments, whether you do it as a time, whether you do it as watts per kilo, whether you do it as the average power output. You know, it's all going to bring you back to the same thing, and it's going to help you massively with pacing and also motivation. I think for the sprint effort, you know, there's only so much you can do there because it's not really about pacing. It's more about that preparation. I said, knowing when to wind up the legs beforehand and resting around it as much as possible and just hitting it as hard as you can. You can't really do much about that. But when it comes to the medium segment, you can definitely pace this much better than the last time. You can target a wattage, and you can do that massively as well for the long segment, that's for sure. And also on the long segment, you've got that estimated time of arrival, which is super motivating. So if you see that you're a few seconds under or a few seconds over where you were last time, that's just super motivating. You can just try and push it and get that number down and just keep it below that number that you got last time, and then you know you're gonna get a personal best. The other thing is to sign up and do it as an event rather than do it through the workout folder. I think it's more motivating just to have some people around you that are going through the exact same suffering, but also you can see their kind of times as well. So if you see somebody that's kind of close to you, that gives you a bit of a push to maybe try and just beat them or just pit them a little bit, and you get that kind of social, kind of motivational, competitive element to it, which I think can be useful as well if you're trying to get personal bests. And something else that's hugely important is to make sure you're coming into this one as fresh as possible if you want to get the best possible results. Make sure you haven't just done, you know, like the workout 6, for example, an hour before or even the day before. Make sure you're fully rested and recovered. Make sure you fuel up properly for this, and then that will ensure that you get the best possible results and you don't really have any excuses. You can just leave it all out there, do the best you can, and that's ultimately it. And you should get PBs and absolutely smash this one and enjoy every second of it. And I'll see you at the weekend. And tap that like button if you wouldn't mind.